If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I post a new Tom Brady video every day.
Brady will return for his 23rd NFL season.
I think it just opens up the window, again. With him at the helm, everyone's always excited.
This is a playoff football team. Write it down. The Bucs are going to the playoffs. I think that they're going to have a little bit of that NBA mindset, Greeny, where, listen, we know we're in. The NFC is not strong. We're a very good football team. We know we're going to have enough wins to get to the playoffs. Let's focus on playing our best football in January and February. And we can say that every team believes that, but not every team can write their own ticket to the playoffs. That's my point is I really believe that they're going to say, how do we play our best in January and February? How do we get our healthiest in January and February? And not be so consumed with playing optimal football in September, October, November to try to get in. They're in.
Having Tom Brady back there and getting to protect him for one more year, it's pretty cool. I got to go delete my Instagram post, like a big thank you and everything. So I'll postpone that.
So odds makers have made Tampa Bay the favorites to win their conference and make another run at the title.
Mike Evans' whole career prior to Tom Brady, he never even saw the playoffs. And I mean, that's a top tier wide receiver talent.
Tom Brady's boy, Bob Ninkovich. Nink, Wirfs says that Brady keeps the Bucs championship window open. Fine. Will he win another Super Bowl before he retires, this time for good, eventually? Nick, you going to win another one?
With Brady, there's the runway. How long will this last? But every single year is Super Bowl or bust. Can he do it in this first year in the window?
Well, he might have 5 more seasons in front of him, so I think he might do it, honestly. We don't know how long he's going to play now. He might play 5 more years. He might be a 50-year-old quarterback out there running around.
I don't think the window's open a crack. I think the window is wide open because even though they haven't returned the exact same roster, having Brady back in the fold completely changes the narrative for this team. I was there when they lost to the Rams. To lose by 3 points in the divisional round when your team is decimated by injuries, especially your offensive line, that unfinished business tagline that Brady, I think that's going to be a big theme for them this year. Also, Todd Bowles being, it's not a redemption story. It's more like Todd Bowles 2.0. This is his second chance as a head coach. I think this team will be more physical, more aggressive, and I think they've got a good shot because the NFC is so weak.
Yeah, I agree.
With Tom Brady, they win a Super Bowl his first year, they go back to the playoffs. So, I mean, they're a playoff contention type team.
I think that because of Tom Brady, they are right there. They have an opportunity. They're going to be in the playoffs. So once you get in the playoffs, it's a one-game season. It's the tournament. You get in, and you don't know what's going to happen. But when you got Tom Brady as your quarterback, you have a lot better chance of winning those games. So I think that the Tampa Bay Bucs are going to be a really good football team this season, and Tom Brady is going to have another great season.
I think about, what Tom Brady does. He poses problems for defenses. He doesn't get flustered. We already know that, the type of play that he does speaks for itself. How many Super Bowl rings does he have? 6, 7 at this point?
7.
I'm just jealous. I'm trying to get 1.
It's funny because he's right. Like Brady, nothing would surprise me anymore. Hey, I'm going to tell my grandkids one day I saw Tom Brady play. They're going to be like, yeah, no kidding, Grandpa. He's right there. I'm watching him right now.
With Bruce Arians no longer there and Todd Bowles now the head coach, it could also impact just what we see from Tom Brady this season.
Yeah, we could see an offense that doesn't throw the ball as much. Todd Bowles is a defensive-minded head coach who now has his opportunity, as Kmart pointed out, like the 2.0 stamp. And he might go to Tom Brady and Byron Leftwich, their offensive coordinator, and say, hey, I want to run the football a little bit more. 76% of their offense last year was through the air. Todd Bowles is a defensive-minded coach that wants to get after the quarterback. They want to pressure. They want to create those turnovers. So a lot of defensive-minded coaches want to say, we're going to play great defense. We're going to run the football. He's aware that their offensive line is not the same unit as it was last year. So he might say, let's run the football, play great defense, we'll play a good kicking game, and try to win a bunch of football games that way. Or maybe he believes that's the best way for them to win in the playoffs.
What does Brady say to you when you got him down?
Nothing. Come on. You didn't say a word. Tom has a phenomenal life. He doesn't actually care that he gets hit. Come on.
Kimberly, what do the Bucs need to address if they want to win the NFC Championship?
So, Max, they have the most important piece, Tom Brady, the quarterback.
What does Brady make the Bucs right now with his return?
The favorite in the NFC South.
Brady probably won't have the same numbers, but they're going to have a schedule that's way more competitive than last year. They got 4 wins off of the AFC East last year. They're playing teams like the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Rams. This is going to be a tougher schedule, but once you got the QB, you got to feel good.
But right now, because of Tom Brady and him coming back out of retirement, and I'm sure Cam can agree with this, out of all of the things that we talk about with Tom Brady, the level of consistency. The consistency is what has made him great. The ability to play even keel at a very high level for an extended period of time throughout a season, no matter what's transpiring from week to week. And I think that's what players respect more about what he's been able to do throughout his career, and it's manifested 8 Super Bowls, so it's worked.
The less Tom Brady gets hit, the longer or wider that window remains open. And so you run the ball a little more, maybe you lose a battle or two along the way to ultimately try and win the war. Nick, do you see it going that way for Tom? You think he'd be okay with that?
Well, you know, I think that their success this season is going to come down to the offensive line. It's pretty simple. I mean, they have to protect him. They have to have some type of running game. That's vital. But really, the protection is going to be the biggest key. So can they get their guard play and their tackle play to be at a very high level to protect Tom Brady? If Tom Brady hits the ground too many times this season, that's going to be their Achilles heel. You have to protect Tom Brady. The success of this team relies on the offensive line. So they're going to have to saddle up, protect that quarterback.
I believe the subliminal message that he's sending to you and other Hall of Famers of your ilk is he's laughing at himself because he doesn't think he's much of a basketball player.
No, he's not.
He was a very good baseball player. And according to the Montreal Expos people and stories I've read, they drafted him as a left-handed hitting catcher, and they were willing and ready to fast-track him if he had chosen their sport to pursue. He did not, obviously, but I do think he could have played at the Major League Baseball. We'd never know, but I think he had that kind of ability according to everything I've read. So just for the record, he did have that going on. At age 45 next year, he's got a real good shot at winning another MVP, if not another Super Bowl. So he's laying it on thick to you to say, okay, I want you to laugh at me because I'm really not that much of a basketball player. He's not a terrible basketball player.
No, he's not athletic.
He's not but he's not non-athletic.
No.
Okay.
Should they be the favorites in the NFC? Yes or no?
No.
Nick, should they be the favorites?
It's the Rams.
No.
Don't disrespect the champs.
No, they should. No.
You're both incorrect.
You can't. That would be insulting to the Rams.
You're just rude. Max is just rude. Max, you're just rude, Max.
It took Matthew Stafford pulling a rabbit out the hat
You're a bad
to
guy.
beat the Bucs.
I got to tell you, you underrate his sweet pocket feet. That's not that easy to do. The ability to tap dance in the pocket and buy time with your eyes downfield, reading 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4, and cutting loose as you're having to move a little sideways and throw an accurate pass takes some athletic ability. Okay, and he loves it that you're underestimating him because he thinks everybody's been underestimating him for 20, whatever it is, years.
It's worth saying it again aloud, even though I know you already know it. He will be 45 years old.
Shannon, he's rubbing your nose in the fact that he knows he's not a great athlete, but he is the greatest football player ever.
Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe as I post a new Tom Brady video every day.